getting started with my fall decor. This year, I decided that my color scheme is gonna be this kind of very neutral ivories and browns. I got this little arrangement last year, and that's kind of the way I want to go. So my first thought, oh, I gotta buy more stuff, right? And then I ended up, went to Dollar Tree and I found this. I said, yeah, this is kind of the vibe, this kind of very soft pastel colors, and I got these. Didn't have too much. But then, of course, the first thing you always do is check what you have. So I started pulling all the stuff that I have. And I have quite a bit, especially because I've done that color scheme, similar before. So it's very possible that I don't have to buy anymore, which would be good. Because I really thought what I was gonna do, I was gonna get creative and take some of my old picks and maybe paint them. When you have leaves like this, I was gonna paint them white. Because there's like a special pick that I think they have at a Dollar Tree, but when I saw it in person, it looked really cheap. I might still do it with these just for fun, instead of buying new. But anyway, or again, it's very easy just to take those out, and that's it. You don't have to worry about that, which is what I did here. I took a large pick that I had and I just took out what I wanted, These colors are okay, but this one might be too bright, so I'm just keeping that kind of muted, soft colors. And these ones I use for the summer. That's why I think the leaves are so bright. So I may or may not use them. But it goes to show you that sometimes you don't have to go buy new things. You can make do with what you have. So what I'm gonna do is see how far I can go. Just using what I have here to at least get my tablescape and also, the other things that I want to do around the house. I also have all these things here. These are new. These candles are new. I really like them. And the whole thought was really to start from that and kind of grow from that. And these already I had them out for the summer. So let's see how far I can go with that. As usual, I'm going to start with my tablecloth, and this is some of the possibilities I have. Some are bigger than others, and sometimes I just put more than one. I don't think I'm going to use the green one, even though, it's always a nice option. But I think I'm going to try to keep it very creamy. So my options are these three, and I think this one's the biggest one of them all. I think this one's a little smaller. So I'm going to try this one at first, because I do think these are the same. It's just that one is bigger than the other. We'll see. We're going to try with that one and see what happens. Okay, so I got my runner and then I got my candles, which are kind of like my, my inspiration. I got this ones that I got last year as well as those that are brand new. And now I'm gonna try to add my garland. I've had garland and my pumpkins all around. So I'm gonna start with that now. Okay, so now that we got my pumpkins, I'm gonna do more of my picks, right? More like sprinkly things coming out. So, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys apart because that's kind of the whole point. I don't want to use it as a bunch like this. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm done putting on my picks and all the pumpkins. And I try to do the back as well as the front, of course. And now we can continue with the rest of the table. Okay, I considered doing some gold chargers, which I normally do for Christmas, or these copper chargers, but I think I love the texture that this gave. That I use this almost year round because I like it so much. But I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. White plate. I have this place that I thrifted a while back. Nice and classy, you know, simple. And then I'm gonna do a nice napkin on them. So, and I'm only gonna set 6. And for napkin rings, I didn't have anything, so I'm just gonna tie a pretty ribbon on it. I happened this one's for Christmas, but it works. It looks really good with everything, so. So now I'm gonna undo this one so I figure out how much length I need, and I can cut all the other lengths to that. That way, you know, they come out the same. And again, I'm only doing 6. And I hopefully I have enough for this ribbon. It takes more than you realize. And I still have some ribbon left in here. These things hold a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. Now I can tie them up. And then just for final touches, I have these coasters. I only have 4 of them in this color, but I'm gonna combine them with some of these little wood rounds. So disperse the 4 that I have. And the rest will have these little guys here. And then I'll put my glasses on. And another final touch, of course, is fairy lights. You know, I can't have it be done without them. So I've had these little ball lights, so are really pretty. You could say they're kind of pumpkins. So next is the sideboard I have right next to my dining room table. So let's just, I don't want to do a lot because the dining room table is the main thing, but let's try a few kind of low key things. I have this piece of fabric, which again might not be enough contrast with the furniture, but we're gonna try it. You know that kind of trend you've seen around Pinterest and such, where it's kind of like an organza kind of thing, and it's kind of like a casual kind of look. And usually you kind of gather it, or you know, it looks a little happenstance. So I was thinking of doing that. So I like it yet. Let me try a few more things and play with it. So I also have this placemats that I got. I think of Home Goods. I was thinking of putting those on top of that. Let me see. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is almost like not necessary. It's like not doing anything. So you just making things not lay flat. I'll try it without it. Let's start with that. And then I have this big platter, which is going to provide a really nice contrast. Maybe I could put some little pumpkins in there. So let's try that. This hurricane thing, that might be kind of fun. Okay, so there we go. A couple candles plus the one in the middle. Some fairy lights. I think we're gonna call that one done. Okay, well, one of the other things I wanted to try was to see if I could reuse some of the old, fall picks and things that I have that I don't use as much anymore, or that are definitely not going to work for this year. So what I'm going to try to do is to see if I can paint them using chalk paint, and then maybe kind of enhance them a little bit with maybe a little glitter or something like that. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I'm just going to do a few, and let's see how it goes. And I'm just going to use some of this plaster color, and I also have this metallic gold. Might be kind of fun to throw in there. So let's see how it goes. And I'll probably have to do both front and back. So we'll start with the base coat of the white. Okay, so they're all painted front and back, as you can see. Now I'm gonna let them dry, and again, I'm not looking for super deep coverage or anything like that. I'm okay with some of the color underneath shows through, because I think will make it more interesting. But then when they're fully dry, I'm gonna play with giving them a little bit of dimension with some brown, and then finally with some, here and there a little bit of glitter. But again, it's just a way of bringing your old florals to your new color scheme. If you want to change your color scheme and you don't want to have to buy everything new, again, in the spirit of reducing, reusing, and recycling, this is kind of what the experiment is about. We'll see how it works out to see if the experiment works. Okay, so I only did a few. I mean, I could have done more, but I technically don't even have a place for them because I'm pretty much done with my decor, but I still wanted to do it as an experiment. Okay, so I will leave it there for now, and I'll see you in a bit when they're all dried up. Okay, now the leaves are dried. I think the paint looks like it kept them a little stiffer than normally they would be, which is good because they're not as twisted. So now comes the next part, which is see if we can make them a little bit more glamorous. And some of that is going to be done with a little bit of coloration to bring out the details, and also some glitter. So I have some copper, I have some browns here. I'm gonna first start with the brown. And then my thought was that I could probably water it down some. It's almost like a watercolor, I'm hoping, right? Again, I'll experiment here. Okay, let's see. Let's take this one, for instance. Kind of like that. Okay, it's almost like I'm dirtying it up. Again, that's the concept. Let's do another one here. It's a more realistic look when you can see the veining and it's not so flat. Because ideally we want it to be darker in certain spots, so we can always go back later too. And this is like a play project. We don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out, but I am liking it though. I mean, if you look at what they are without it versus with it, although I do know that they are gonna dry a lot lighter, so I might have to add later, but for now, yeah. Almost like watercolor. And if they too dark later, I can always go back with a little dry brush of white. But I mostly want to bring out all that beautiful texture. I like it, I like it. Okay, so here we go. They're all being painted on the first side. Now I'm gonna wait for them to dry, and then I'll do the back side, and then I'll wait for the dry, and then I'll do the glitter. But yeah, but they're fun the way they're coming out. It looks like I've created a whole new leaf. You know, whole new, you know, aesthetic, a whole new kind of look from something that I already had. And that looked pretty much like same old, you know. I love the autumn colors, but sometimes it's nice to change it up a bit. And you could do this probably with any color, you know, whatever color you want to color your leaves to. So anyway, so excited to work with those and figure out where I'm going to put them later. So that's it for now for that. Okay, so my leaves are fully dried. And I like the way they look. I mean, because I use that metallic brown, they do have a bit of a shimmer. So that's kind of nice. You know, you don't always see that. You know, it's subtle, which is what I was going for. This one is the one that I forgot to paint white on the back. So I'm going to leave it like that because I have plenty. And if I really wanted more, I could always make more. But yeah, they came out pretty nice. Just to remind you what this used to look like. It was kind of like that. So that's quite a makeover, huh? That's quite a transformation from your typical, you know, fall colors to this more muted, neutral. That's kind of what you're going for. So the last thing I'm going to do before I start figuring out where I want to put this, I'm going to put a little bit of a glitter. And I have several options here. I tend to like, maybe because also I'm kind of going by the examples that I saw, and I tend to like this chunky glitter. It's also full of debris. I probably should clean up. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of, because I try to save it, but anyway, so I'm gonna try to use some of this chunky glitter and see how it goes. But again, I want to keep it still in the neutral tones. I also have this is more like extra fine glitter, which is the opposite. So we'll try both and see which one I like better. And I'll probably just brush on some Mod Podge is what I'm going to do. I think the other thing I'm going to try to do is probably, I don't know if I want to use this same paper. Make it new paper. Just so that, you know, I can then take the excess. Or maybe I can use the other side. There you go, let's do that. Save some paper. That way, you know, when I glitter, I can fold it up and save what I have. So, so let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna pour some of my Mod Podge on a plate so I don't contaminate what's in my container. And then with, you know, just the same brush I've been using for everything, and start putting some glue on these babies. And I don't know that I want glue everywhere. I am thinking more almost like a following the spine and kind of concentrating on the bottom part. And I'll just do one stem at a time, of course, because you don't want to get too ahead of yourself and have the glue dry up on you. So see, I'm kind of sort of concentrating the bottom. Again, sort of kind of following kind of what I saw on those leaves that I already had bought. Super chunky, really pretty. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. It just, you know, glams them up a bit, which is kind of what I want. Okay, and shake, shake, shake. It's nothing easier or more gratifying than glittering, huh? Instant gratification. There you go. And so let's continue with all the other ones. Again, just to give you the before and after. Again, it's a subtle thing. And depending how the light hits it is when you really see the magic. So, yeah, let me go on with the other ones. Okay, and this is the last one. So here they all are. Again, it's a subtle thing, but once you put lights on this, it will make a difference to be able to see, you know, the difference of what if they didn't have them. They just, that's like a special little magic to them. Okay, so now let's just wait for them to dry and I'll figure out some places where I want to put these.